We've made some changes to the software to better identify improving trends and display the data in a bit of a nicer fashion to help the operator determine why a test is failing or whether a test is passed or not. So we've got a test on the screen here, and you can see we've got a couple of breaks in between the session. Now the maximum pressure drop is 12.5 psi here, and what we do is we don't just calculate the pressure drop between the left value and the right value. What we do is we actually calculate every single value in between. So effectively, this label down here shows the difference between left and right values, but in order for the test to be a pass, every single individual log in between those left and right values also has to see a maximum pressure drop of 12.5 psi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this break, this set of points to get past these two session breaks, and you'll see that the duration will turn green, the whole test will turn green, and then our selected points form will pop up. So here it comes, the selected point should pop up in a little second. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got a list of test specification numbers. Maximum overpressure, that's okay. Minimum PSI, that's okay. Maximum pressure drop is 12.5 psi. And then what we've got is we've got the actual drop using the left and right positions. So in other words, the actual drop being calculated by the difference between the left point and the right point. And we've got this new one, the actual drop using the maximum and minimum values. So what we do is we scan along every single point in between the left and right values, calculate which one is the maximum, which one is the minimum, and then we use that as a double check to see if the test is passed. So in order to demonstrate that, if we look at this value here, we've got a difference of like 0 psi, 0.2 psi thereabouts between the left and right value. But if I just tweak this reading and drop it back down again, now we can see that the actual drop between the left and right value is minus 3 psi. But what we're now doing is we're now displaying the fact that we've got this hump here in between the 2 points. So the actual drop using the maximum and minimum value is actually 32.6 psi. So because that is out with the test specifications, we're failing the entire test. So what we did is we've essentially added this extra label to make the reason for this actual drop using left and right value being red, failing a bit clearer to understand. Now if we close down this form, if we just click cancel here, what we've also got is we've got a new right click functionality on this middle clicker. So you can see we've got 3.2 psi there, that's been calculated from the difference between the left and right values. And if we right click on this label, right click here, what happens is this form pops up, and this is the raw readings between the 2 points. So wherever the left and right cursors are clicked, this will tell you the values between the 2 points. It'll list them all. It'll also tell you the maximum value, the maximum log ID, the minimum value, and also the difference between them. So this can help you troubleshoot why a test is failing. We've been getting some problems with some operators not having access to the G drive, so not being able to get access to the latest version of the CorePT software. What we've done is we've built in some new functionality to help troubleshoot that. So if you click on the I button, the information button, once you get to this main screen, click here, you can see we have this new version control button down the bottom. So if you click that, it will tell you the client versions, all the versions of the software. Now it may be the case that if there's any problem and we're contacted to try and troubleshoot, we might be looking for these numbers. Typically it will be these ones that we're interested in, these two. These two numbers should always be the same, incidentally. They should always, whichever number the client is, the client DLL should always be the same. But this is to help us troubleshoot to see if the latest version of the software is being run. We also found a bug in the software during our testing where it was there was a possibility when a user switched user using this functionality here that an operator of a lower competency level than the current test could just attach themselves to that test and continue to run it even though they weren't competent to do the test. So what we've done to mitigate this is on the change user, we remove the current test. We set the current test back to nothing. We've got a new window that pops up. So if I click change user, and I'm just going to change this user to Fisher R, press F, and obviously that limits the list. Press Fisher R, log in as Roy Fisher, yes. And now we've got this new message box saying, you have changed user during an active test. You must reselect your test so we can check the crescent level. Click OK. Welcome Roy Fisher, you hold the green competency badge. Be sure to view any GSA history for this session. That still pops up. But now what you have to do is you have to go back in, you have to reselect the test again. This ensures that any red badge holders for hydro tests or any amber badge holders for gas tests don't get attached to a test that they're not able to do without supervision.